guys, it's your geezer, Big Donny Cow here for a brand new video with the Affliction Warlock Mythic Plus Season 2 guide! Woo! I'm actually doing this one before Destruction. Wow, I know, right? You guys are probably thinking, guys, what the fuck's Callum? Is he high? Yeah, probably. Anyway, first of all, we're going down the talents. Let's go with the class tree. Now, as you'll notice, my webcam's kind of in the way. There's a talent that's kind of cropped off by my webcam that you can see I've taken. Everything else behind my webcam I don't take. So, Fell Synergy, don't take. Resolute Barrier, don't take. Grim Feast, or Claw of Endereth, whatever you want to call it, don't take. So yeah, anything blocked by my webcam is not taken. Don't worry about that, guys. So, here's what take: class tree, bog standard, you know, your soul burn, useful utility, your extra damage from these points, extra survivability around here, soul shard refunds, extra damage from this, burning rush mobility and less damage taken from it, heal from mortal coil and a good CC, gateway for group utility, more survivability stuff, more utility with your stun, and your instant cast pet summon, which, by the way, if you didn't know, if you do a timer before you put the key in, you can press this, key goes in, and you get a free fold domination. You summon your pet straight away instead of having to use it at the very start of the key. Handy tip for you Mythic Pluses. Right, so following on with our Mythic Plus build for Affliction Warlock. Oh, excuse me. So, of course, yeah. You see, these are just my talents, yeah. So, why have I picked what I've picked? Well, the first big thing is, well, why the fuck have I just talked about pets from taking Grimoire Sacrifice? Well, you still got to summon your pet, and then you got to sack it at the start of a key. Which is fairly certain. I mean, judging by the fact that Wind Fury and shit bugs all the time and poisons, so I'd imagine that you'd have to reapply this, even though it says you still have the buff. So, just to be safe. And the fact that it's got a very strong proc effect, and, you know, it does work quite nicely with Affliction. Yeah, it's just better simming damage than what you get out of your pet, and it's better in play as well. It's not just in the Sims. Play does prove that this is the one to pick. We've got a couple choice nodes I want to talk about. So, Siphon Life and Absolute Corruption. So, what I would recommend is, if you are not too experienced as a warlock, you know, you're struggling a little bit, then absolute corruption is definitely something you can consider taking. You know, it can be a bit awkward using Siphon Life, and to be fair, most times you're only really going to be using this, like, if you need the extra 5 ability, or to get down a priority target, which are going to be going over a bit more in the rotation guide. So, yeah. Also, some people argue that Phantom Singularity is what you might want to take on tyrannical weeks. Could do. I personally prefer Vile Taint. It's just better for the entirety of the dungeon, and the fact that it has the bonus utility, I think it's just an easy pick. Soul Flame is literally passive damage. Seed is what you're going to be spamming. We all know how most of these talents work. Horde, of course, applies your damage debuff and shit. But what's actually changed with these big nodes back here? So we've got our Soul Rot, you know, same as it was in Shadowlands. Applies to multiple targets. I think 3 targets, yeah. Oh no, 4 targets. And does instant damage and then does a dot. The Drain Life effect is completely useless as we're not taking inevitable demise, so just ignore that. Alright? Maybe use it for survivability in very niche scenarios, but 99% of the time, you're not going to use the Drain Life effect. But feel free to read it in your own time. And then UA damage decreases the cooldown of Soul Rot, which is very nice. Just remember, you can only have UA on 1 target. And then Soul Rot increase your haste and crit per target affected. So you can get 10% haste and crit for 8 seconds. But up to. Just bear in mind, in single target you only get the 2.5% increase. But in 4 targets plus, then, yeah. Should be explanatory. Your Dark Lair, you pop this after you've done all your dots. Extends the duration of all your dots. And it'll do some decent damage these days. Does more damage per dot you have on their main target. So in an AoE pack, you always want to send this on the prio kill target. I'll show you what I mean by prio kill targets in a minute. Then yeah, dark glare damage, even bigger, very nice. And then this one is now a cleave, very good for AoE, absolutely lovely. So yeah, that's it for talents really. Any more questions, comments down below, feel free to ask. Of course, Drain Soul Nightfall, I just want to quickly go over this. You only use this if in AoE you only use this if you've got no shards to spend, you've got no dots to refresh, and yeah, you just sitting there twiddling your thumbs. But more often than not, like, you just end up using Siphon Life as a filler or something. And yeah, I mean, even so, like, just remember Siphon Life is going to buff your Dark Glare as well. So yeah, you only use Drain Soul in single target scenarios when all your dots are running and you have no soul shards and shit. And it does do increased damage in execute regions. Can also spend a Nightfall proc on them, you know. If none of your dots are gonna drop off and you're at low soul shard count, like, I don't know, less than 3, I'd say. So if you've got 1 or 2 shards, then maybe it's okay to burn the Drain Soul, and so long as you can guarantee you're gonna spend your shards. Right, so let's just get right into stats, my drillers. So what do we sort of want? I'm fairly certain in regards to trinkets. Right. I know our stats are haste mastery. Yeah, that is guaranteed. Apologies, I'm not overly versed in trinkets for Affliction, but I guess I'd say Spores of Nelthris and the Vessel of Streaming Shadow. I don't know, I've just got to look out to be right for you guys. And it seems to be Iridius Fragment and Ominous Chromatic Essence or Vessel of Searing Shadows. That's what you want to run as your base. Class Trinket, you probably don't run. But because I'm a Demonology main, I've got it on anyway. As for your tier set, optimally you want to go for heads, chest, legs and gloves, and then maybe get some crafted shoulders. That's going to be a little bit better for you. Your neck, haste mastery from Alderman, very good. Haste mastery gems all the way around. Your primary stat gem that gives you haste, lovely jabbly. And yeah, as for embellishments, you want 2 Shadow Flame embellishments. I've personally got it on the shoes, on the feet and the belt. If I wanted to be optimal, I would probably swap one of these for shoulders, although I might just craft shoulders and not throw an embellishment on it. Zero, I think. Aeronog Ring, I don't think it's not competitive for Affliction, so, you know, just for the sake of this, it's, yeah, let's just run this Crit Mastery Ring for now. Yeah, I personally like to get the Well-Fed buff on my weapon as a warlock. Personal preference on that. That's the alchemical flavor packet. So, now, joys of rotation. So, you're going in, and key cooldown time is going off. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dun-dun! Oh, but you're back in, Semi-Felt Hunter, you kill it off straight away. Now we're going to our first pack. What do we do? Well, we've got to first establish a priority target, burst it down. This could be like a Brackenhide War Scourge. Then we do our big AoE rotation. So, what I'd recommend doing is, on your priority target, you will use Haunt, then Unstable Affliction, then Siphon Life. Then you do your AoE rotation. You want to Vial everything. Then you want to Soul Rot everything. Then, whilst targeting your focus target, you want to summon your Dark Glare, use all your trinkets and racials and whatnot. Then, you spam the living shit out of Seed of Corruption until you're out of soul shards. So let's see it in practice. I'm going to walk up, do the Haunt, the UA,
Siphon Life, Vile Taint it, into the Soul Rot, yep, and then, boom, we summon the Dark Glare, and now see the Corruption. Big damage all the way around. Make sure we keep up damage on the priority target. You know, we can even get a little cheeky Drain Soul on there. Look at that damage, though. And they say Affliction isn't playable. I mean, sure, Demonology, I would be doing double. But, yeah. You know how it is. You know how it is. But, yeah. No, that is quite simply it. So, just remember, you can only have Unstable Affliction on one singular target. And if things were to die, of course, in training dummies, they can't die, then they'd blow up. They quite literally have a corpse explosion element to it. So, yeah, it's definitely worth. If you want to see my very brief damage breakdown here, we'll get the multiple components open. But, yeah, like, it's not bad at all. Like, it might be easier to look at it here. But, yeah, as you can see, that Grim Reach cleave, oh, it is mad. It's going to do more damage in the burst window than just about everything else. But, yeah, that is it for my Affliction Warlock guide. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask down below. If you really care about racials, honestly, Orcs are pretty solid ones. There's a 2-minute damage buffing cooldown. I think Dark Iron would be the same. Any race that'd give you passive intellect, haste, or mastery would be good. And yeah, that should be it, really. I'm trying to think, am I missing anything? Consumables, Vial of Tepid Versatility, always does you good. And, of course, Intellect Foods, Dervish Eggs, or whatever the phrase is called. And, as for potions, Ellie Ultimate Power, and, runes, you want your Howling Rune for haste. Of course, you can swap it for the Mastery one if you've got too much haste. Of course, I'm over the breakpoint by quite a lot here. But yeah, that is it for the video. Please go follow me down on the links below. And, yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Also, I'm moving over to Kick from now on, so be sure to see me there.